Hey guys, good morning. I had the AC on from yesterday. Now it's cold in here. So, today, I don't know what this video is going to turn into. I'm going to take small clips throughout the day, put them together, and we'll see what the video looks like. But right now, it is very early for a Saturday morning. It's 8:52. I've only been awake for about an hour, and I'm going to get a haircut right now. My hair is not looking cute, but it's in desperate need of a cut. So that's what we're doing right now. I put up my video on self-taught beauty last night, and I really hope not only that the video reaches people, but I also hope that they engage with the video and watch it all the way through, because what I'm doing with the proceeds, I'm taking proceeds from that video and I'm going to donate it. All the information is on that video, so if you haven't seen it, please watch it. And please, I know you guys always engage with my videos, but that one specifically, I want, if you haven't seen it, please like it, share it, comment, watch it all the way through if you have the time to do so, because not only are there some important pieces of information in that video if you've been following the self-taught beauty story, but there's also a plan with that video that is important to my heart, and I know a lot of you guys find it important too. So I want to tell you guys really quick, this is not going to be a long story, but I'll tell you before I get my hair cut. So I did an order on YesStyle. I love YesStyle. They have fantastic K-beauty products. They have Korean skincare, all of the good stuff. I've said for a long time that I think that K-beauty brands make the best glitter eyeshadows. Some of my favorite single shadows are from K-beauty brands. So I did an order on YesStyle, and some of the items were not in stock, so I had to wait for them to come in stock, and it was like 3 weeks. It was almost 4 by the time they actually shipped the stuff, which was fine. That's what I signed up for when I placed the order, because it tells you that it could be up to 21 days. So I finally get my order, and FedEx, it literally looked like FedEx ran my package through a meat grinder. And luckily, only 2 of the items were damaged. One, I was able to repress the eyeshadow because it just separated from the pan, so I just repressed it. The second one, though, was completely ruined. Like, the component had damage, the eyeshadow was shattered, I couldn't even open it. So I send a picture to YesStyle, and I say, this was damaged in shipping, what do I do? I was expecting them to say, we'll refund it, here's a label, good to go. Well, instead, what happened was they said, we're going to give you a store credit, please send us a picture. And I'm like, well, I've already sent a picture, but here's another picture. So then they reply and they said, well, we're not giving refunds, but we'll give you a store credit. So I replied to that and I said, that's fine. Process a store credit, please provide me a label. Then someone else responded to that email and said, please send us a picture of the damaged item. And I'm sitting here like, am I going crazy? So I send another picture of the eyeshadow that was shattered. And then someone else replies and tells me the same thing about the store credit. So I literally, what I feel like is happening is multiple people are managing the same email inbox, but they're not communicating with each other. So when someone sends a picture of a damaged item, the response should have a return label attached to it, in my opinion. So either way, I'm sitting here going back and forth, and I'm at the point now where I'm like, I don't even know if I want to return the thing. I might just throw it in the trash and call it a day. Because on top of it, it's so damaged that, I mean, there's no fixing it. So I don't even know why they would want to waste the shipping cost to receive an item back that is so damaged it's going to go in the trash. I already sent you photographic evidence that it was actually damaged. So either way, I have spent the last 3 days literally going back and forth with multiple customer service people. So it's just like, you guys, just send me the label. If you want the item back, I'm totally fine with that, but I'm not going to pay return shipping. FedEx should cover that, if anyone should. But at this point, it's just turned into such a frustrating process to keep replying to these emails that I'm ready to just throw it in the trash. I don't know. And it sucks because that was the one eyeshadow that I was super excited for. And I went back on YesStyle because I was like, I'm just going to buy a new one and stop going back and forth with them. And it's not in stock for another 21 days. So I'm like, is it even worth it? Probably not. So this is my hair before. It's not going to be a crazy transformation or anything. But, so here's before and let's see after. All right, you guys, I'm all done. So my hair is cut. And I'm going to show you guys what I do because usually, hold on, let me get out of here first. Because it's short, you see how it's kind of like puffy? I always go home and fix it because part of the way that I keep my hair so sleek is that I don't blow dry it. But obviously at the salon, they blow dry it. And it can just create unwanted volume on my hair and it can look kind of puffy. So I'll show you guys what I do when I get home to kind of get it to lay down and look a little bit more uniform. Anyway, I'll show you guys what I do when I get home and I'll see you in a few. Hi. All right, guys, I'm home. So what I do is I take some of my Orbe foundation mist just to have a little bit of, not moisture, but dampness. And that doesn't even make your hair really, not even enough to make it wet, but I let that settle for a couple minutes because you don't want to flat iron wet hair. And then I'm going to take some of my Orbe Invisible Defense Spray. This is an actual heat protection spray. And the flat iron that I use, I mentioned in my other video, I think, is the Babyliss Pro. I've had it for a really long time. It works really well for me. They actually sell this at Bed Bath & Beyond. So if you're like me and you get 1 million Bed Bath & Beyond coupons, you can use 20% off and save some money. And they flat iron it at the salon, but it's the fact of the blow dryer is what gives it that like puffy, so it's not like laying down. I've actually been considering for the summer having like a longer bob. Last summer my hair was more of a long bob. But if you guys have short hair and you feel like maybe your hair could be healthier, let me let that dry for another second. Maybe your hair could be a little bit healthier than it is, or you feel like it gets damaged quickly, try to not blow dry it. Cut the blow dryer. That has saved my hair so much. But really just having that product and allowing it to lay down helps a lot. All right, and then finally, to get it to lay down even more, I took 2 pumps of the Feather Balm. So anyway, that's that. My hair is a little short right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It feels a little too short, but within a few weeks, it'll be at a perfect length. So I'm not that worried about it. But I will admit that it's a little short for where I wanna be. It's really not that serious, but yeah, it is a little shorter than what I like. So either way, but that's how I get it to lay down after it's dried with a blow dryer at the salon. So yeah, if you guys get frustrated with your hair sort of looking puffy or frizzy, try to cut out the blow dryer, see what it does for you. And you know, that's the one thing in between not coloring my hair and not blow drying it. Those have saved my hair so much damage. You know, I still get like the fried ends because I still use a flat iron, but I do feel like if I was incorporating a blow dryer, the damage would obviously be much worse than it is, you know, now. So either way, I might throw a get ready with me in next, but I'm going to take Axel for a walk and then I will check in with you guys. All right, guys, I'm back. So we're gonna do a really quick little makeup look. I'm not gonna go into extreme detail of the things that I'm using. I'm just gonna use the stuff that I always use. MAC Face and Body, my Laura Mercier bronzer. I'll link another recent Get Ready With Me that I did below if you want a product list of stuff that I'm going to be using in this video. The only thing that I'll probably switch out is my blush and my eyeshadow, but I want to make this quick because I have some errands that I need to run. Let's use this today. This is the Jones Road Just a Sec eyeshadow in bronze. Comes in a little pot like this. Super easy to use. This is almost like a creamier version of a ColourPop Super Shock shadow. So it's sort of like a cream to powder. I still put a primer under it because eyeshadows just crease on me. That's just the way that it is. And then just to amp up the sparkle a little bit, I'm going to take the Fenty Diamond Balm in Cognac Candy. If you guys are interested in getting Latisse, you can, obviously you can go see your doctor, but what I did was I used Rory, it's R-O-R-Y, and I got a FaceTime call with the doctor. And then they shipped my Latisse today. It was a really easy process. I didn't have to go physically into an office. But I'm so happy that I decided to go back on Latisse. You guys were telling me about some other eyelash growth serums that work for you guys. I feel like now it might be hard to switch, but it's good to know that there are other options out there that work. Okay, we're going to use this again today. I haven't used it in a few days. The Lancome Sills Booster. It's sort of a lash primer. You know, I was thinking about how Becca Cosmetics announced that they're going out of business in September, and I was thinking of other brands that I could see shutting their doors, and I thought of 2 more. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I could honestly see Stila Cosmetics going under. And I could also see, what's the name of that brand? Flesh Beauty or whatever. They were sold in Ulta for a while and then they stopped being sold in Ulta. But I could see them possibly going down too. I feel like nobody talks about, more people talk about Stila, but that Flesh Beauty, nobody talks about, at least that I hear. Let me get some lash fibers and I'll be right back. So over top, hopefully the lighting is okay. I did not bring my ring light in here. Hopefully it's not terrible. So I'm gonna take some Lash Paradise first. Then we'll take the lash fibers. These are the Wet n Wild lash fibers. And what I do with these lash fibers is it comes in a kit with a mascara. I don't care for the mascara, but I love the fibers. So what I do is I take the kit apart, I keep the fibers, and then the mascara I put in my bag of stuff to give to the shelter. I saw a comment of someone and they said, hey, Axel. Someone was like, oh, imagine giving used makeup to a shelter. All of those items that I donate are brand new. First of all, I don't even think the shelter accepts open items. Never tried. So, you know, people will find any reason to try to discredit what you do. So now I'm going to take my Porefessional. I've realized that the less you use of this, the better it looks. So I just take 3 dots, put the rest between my brows, and then redistribute what's on my finger and put it on the sides of my nose. All right, and before I do my foundation, we're going to take some Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. Right, so I have my MAC Face and Body in C5. I take a quarter size amount of that and mix it with my Laura Mercier Radiance Primer. This primer has been renamed to the Illuminating Primer, and it also has a newer package. I have one of those, but I just haven't opened it yet. So you can still see all of my imperfections, but it evens out my skin tone. I love Face and Body so much. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my Becca Under Eye Corrector. I use the medium to deep shade because it has more of that apricot undertone. And I just take the smallest amount. This is a Real Techniques number 210 brush. See, this looks so good under my eyes. I don't even need a concealer. There are a lot of days where I will just use this. I'm gonna do it today, in fact. Just use a little bit of that and then set it and you're good to go. To set it, I'm going to use Hourglass Diffused Light. That's the one that has a pale yellow undertone. For my lower lash line, I'm going to use Urban Decay New Riff. And I just got these brushes from Rephr. You guys know I've been using Rephr brushes for a very long time. This is the number 13 brush. I've been using this instead of my MAC 217. And I have been beyond happy with the results. It diffuses the product a little bit better than a pencil brush, but it's also not as messy as my 217 is. So it's like the perfect in-between brush. And then to finish off my mascara, I will do one more coat of the Lash Paradise. Okay, for my bronzer, I'm going to use some Balm Bahama Mama with a Refer 24. Basically just use that to lay down the definition, and then I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance in Bronze 04. And this I won't be as precise with. Oh, and then for blush, this is a new product that I got, the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow blush in Venetian Rose. I love the packaging. This is the blush. It looks a little light in the pan, but it actually works quite well for my skin tone. The first day that I wore it, some of you guys were asking, like, what did you do different with your makeup? And the only thing different on that day was my blush. And then what I usually do is take my NARS Crystal Translucent Pressed Powder and a Wayne Goss number 13. And this doesn't add any coverage, but I like to clean up my jawline. And then for highlight, my Holy Grail Luminous Light from Hourglass. I said in a recent video, I've tried so many highlighters, and this one is truly the best. It is the most skin-like. It's impossible to overdo it, and it just glistens. It's so pretty. If you're someone who likes a metallic highlighter, you won't like this, but it looks beautiful on the skin. So remember, when I've said this before, but when I use this e.l.f. brow gel, I back comb them so the product gets on both sides of my hair, and then I let it sit for about a minute, and then I comb them the way that I actually want them to lay. Because once you let this sit, it almost acts like a pomade, and it gets a little thicker in texture. I actually want to try that new Kosas brow gel. For lips, I'm just going to do some lip balm and a lip pencil for now. This is the I'm For Love lip balm. This is a nice lip balm. It has little gold shimmers in it. Really pretty on the lip. And let's do something different today. This is the NARS High Res lip pencil. All right, you guys, so that's the finished look. I'm going to take care of a few things around the house, start some laundry, unload the dishwasher, and wait for my package. And then once my package comes, I will check in with you guys when I'm in the car and on the way to run some errands. So I'll see you soon. Hey guys, I am back in the car. We are going to Nordstrom Rack right now. I went by the grocery store real quick. I just grabbed a couple of things. I didn't film it because, frankly, I think the grocery store is boring. Going to the grocery store is that one thing that some people love doing. I hate going to the grocery store. I really do. You know, I have to come up with ideas of what we're going to have for dinner. Then you have to make sure that you have all the ingredients. It's just annoying. If you're one of those people that likes to go to the grocery store, bless you, but it's not for me. The reason that we're at Nordstrom Rack is because I found these Nike sweatpants on clearance. I'm wearing them right now. Just black Nike sweatpants. I found them on clearance. I paid, I think, $14 for them. Super comfy, really good quality. So I want to see if they have a second pair, even if it's not in black, gray or something, because they're super comfy and I felt really good about the price that I paid. So we're going to go in here and see if I can find them. We're going to go to another Nordstrom Rack because they did not have a small, and they do not sell these online, or else I would just order them online. they don't have them online. So we're gonna go to one more location, and then I'm gonna make my way home and make some dinner, but I'm just gonna chat with you guys while I drive over there. Oh, so I wanted to show you, I got a new, you guys always ask me about my gold chains. So I got one. I'll try to put up a closer image, but this is called a sparkler chain, and I got it from, I've said before, but I always get my gold chains at a local jeweler because A, I like to support small businesses, but B, I also like to see the jewelry in person before I buy it, because, you know, even if it's, say, $100, that's a lot of money, at least to me it is, to just give someone online and then you don't know what you're getting. But again, that's just my opinion on kind of how I shop for things. So I did get that chain, and it's 16 inches, so I wanted it to be a little bit longer than my other necklaces, the other two that I wear. So I'm really happy with that. It looks so pretty in the even in like natural light. It literally sparkles. It's very, very pretty. I like buying jewelry that I don't have to take off when I shower or when I you know, go to sleep. Like I like stuff that I can wear all the time, and that's part of the reason why I stopped buying. What I used to do was I used to spend, you know, a lot of money on like a bunch of cheaper costume jewelry, but then it would tarnish or it would break me out because I have a sensitivity to nickel, so my ears would get all sensitive. And then I figured, I was like, girl, why are you spending, you know, instead of spending $80 on 6 pieces of jewelry, why not just put that $80 to the side, save up a little bit more, and you can buy something that's actually really nice and not going to tarnish, and you don't have to worry about taking it off or stuff like that. So I started to think about it that way instead, and that's why now I have 3 gold chains that I wear. The one is obviously brand new, but the other 2, one is very, very, very thin. It's very delicate. And then the other one is, I was calling it a snake chain. It's actually more of like a box chain. So that's the one that I've worn for a really long time that you guys always ask me about. But if you're in the market for a piece of jewelry and you're looking at gold chains, look at a box chain. I like box chains because they're still delicate, but if that's the only necklace that you're gonna wear, it's nice to be able to see it. Because the one chain that I wear, you can only see it if you're real close up. That one's almost like too thin, but I do still like to wear it. I put these other glasses on. I feel like the glasses I was wearing before, tell me if this even makes any sense to you guys. I feel like the glasses are too big for my haircut. I feel like the sides also stick out a little bit more or something. I don't know. That might not make any sense at all. You know what's so funny about YouTube? I want you guys, if you care to take this as a piece of information to use in the future, then please do so. If not, then throw it in the trash. That's good too. But I want you guys to think about this and apply it to some of the YouTubers that you might think of when I say this. If a YouTuber comes into contact with other creators And every time they come into contact with other creators, they have a falling out or a problem or an issue or a mishap. Chances are that creator is toxic, and chances are that creator is not to be trusted. Did you guys ever think about that? I always think of the common denominator rule, where if failed friendships and failed relationships all have this one person in common, that one person is most likely the root of the issue. And they're probably the one that is toxic and bad news and all of the things. Something else that my dad, when I was growing up, he would always obviously teach me little lessons along the way. And aside from The Boy That Cried Wolf, that was one of his favorites that he would tell me all the time, which actually has a lot of meaning. I don't mean favorites like to be snarky, but he would, talk about The Boy That Cried Wolf a lot because, lying and being dishonest was something that was just not accepted in his book, and it's obviously something that he passed on to me because it's very ingrained in my soul to not be dishonest and also not allow people into my inner circle that are lying to me either. And once you do lie to me, if I don't cut you off and I happen to, continue talking to you, that trust is going to take years to rebuild. If it's ever rebuilt completely, which it probably won't be. Oh, the other thing that he would talk a lot about is that if there is a person who is consistently the first person to stand up in the room and say, I'm a good person, I'm not bad, I'm so-and-so, I'm this, I'm great, that person is most likely a very bad person and someone that you should stay away from. Most people that are very good in this world are not the type to be the ones that are the first ones to stand up and say, I'm a nice person, I'm a really good person. They're usually the ones that are very quiet, and if and when they do stand up and say something, they're not one of the first 5 people in the group to do so. Does that make sense? I always think of these small little lessons that my dad would give me growing up, and it's very interesting to apply it to not only my adult life, because I've done a lot of that through the years, but also apply it to my life on the internet and my presence online. It is a very interesting, it's just a very interesting, thing to try to tie the lines between little life lessons that you might have heard growing up and then apply it to, because I sort of I look at my normal adult life, like my day-to-day life that you guys see parts of, and then my internet life that you guys see everything that I upload online. Those two parallel very closely for me, because I've said for a long time that my presence online is not a personality. My presence online is not me putting on a different hat before I press record. And I feel like everyone does what works best for them, and that's great. But for me, I like that my normal life and my normal personality and my internet personality, I use that word loosely. I like that they parallel so closely, because that's something that pushed me away from a lot of YouTubers, was that I felt like they would build up their channels based on presenting this certain side of themselves, and then something would come out, whether it was intentional or unintentional, and then all of their audience was left scratching their heads like, oh my God, I can't believe that that person is like that. And it's, you know, it's almost like their actual personality was so different and so vile that it makes you second guess the person that you were supporting for all of this time on YouTube. And of course, you know, you guys only are hearing what I'm saying, but I do hope that over time it continues to speak for itself in the way that I am who I say I am. There are certain aspects of my life that I will never put on YouTube because I don't want them to be up for debate or discussion. It's a very intentional idea that I had really early on, that I was going to share, I want to share me unfiltered, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want to share all of my stories and stories about people who aren't here to tell their side of what I'm presenting. Does that make sense? There's really not a whole lot that I wouldn't share with you guys sooner or later. But there are a couple things. I think that's one of the mistakes that people make when it comes to life online, is oversharing and then being upset when the general public has opinions about what was shared. We see this a lot with Miss Self-Taught Beauty, where it's like, well, you have shared so much of your life, and then you get upset when people have questions, or they try to tie certain things together and make sense of it, and then inconsistencies come to the surface. But you really can't get mad at people for looking into things that you have alluded to and you have said or shown. So I always look at it like, if you don't want it talked about, then keep it offline. Now, it's a completely different situation if it's brought to the internet by error or by mistake. Then obviously that's something completely different. And I actually feel bad for people that are online and have things brought to the forefront that shouldn't have been brought. I do feel bad for that, because I would never want that to happen to me. That's also why you have to be very careful of who you're talking to online, All right, so let's go to this Nordstrom rack and see what I can find. We're going to go to another Nordstrom rack. I really want to find another pair of these sweatpants. So once I have my mind on something, I'm going to get it done. So, but I needed a new pair of shorts. I always wear like little running shorts when I walk Axel. So I found these. They were $20. So I grabbed those just because they were at a good price and they had my size. I don't like paying full price stuff for like athletic wear, because I just wear it around the house, and there's no sense to pay full price when I can get it at a discount. I'm going to use some of this Lune and Aster lip gloss. If you guys have a Blue Mercury store where you live and you have never gone inside, I'm sure most of you have, if you have one that's by you. God, this shirt. If you have a Blue Mercury and you haven't gone inside, I would highly recommend checking it out. If you guys enjoy, kind of more, most of the stuff that they carry is more high end, but I also realize that some of my subscribers really enjoy high-end makeup. Some of you guys enjoy drugstore. Some of you are like me, where you do a little bit of both depending on what the product is. I've always been the type that I like spending, if I'm going to put money towards something, it's usually going to be a complexion product. And I'm good with a $5 mascara. I'm going to spend money on my complexion product and brushes. Those are categories of makeup that I will spend money on. Some people are going to spend their money on eyeshadow palettes. Some people are going to spend their money on lipsticks. It just depends what your shopping habits are. Oh, drive through Starbucks. I love how standalone Starbucks stores have that. It's sort of, I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but it's like this like dark gray and black sort of architecture design. It's really cool looking. I feel like it really modernizes Starbucks to have that dark vibe instead of just being like brick and that, green that they always have. Ooh, I'm really excited. I was on Instagram and I saw that Starbucks for spring is going to be having these confetti cups. You guys might remember last summer for Pride Month, they came out with a confetti cup that had a rainbow straw and a blue lid. I didn't buy it because none of my stores had it, and by the time they just went too fast. Like I'm not Peter Mon, where I'll wake up at 5 a.m. to go get a Starbucks cup. Like, if I see them, I'll buy them, and if not, then I won't. So, but this spring, I think the release date is May 11th. They're coming out with a 5-pack. You guys know those tumblers that I always use? They're coming out with a 5-pack of the confetti ones with neon, like bright color lids and straws. You guys, I am so excited. I'm about to buy 2 boxes because I use those tumblers all the time and they're really nice. I like that they have a straw. So I'm super excited for those. And if you guys are like me and you like these sort of the 5-pack plastic tumblers that Starbucks does, and you have a Harris Teeter by you, try to look at Harris Teeter before you before you hassle with normal Starbucks, if that's easier for you, because I have found new cups at Harris Teeter, and like plenty of them, when I haven't been able to find them at Starbucks stores. So that's something to keep in mind too. I think Harris Teeter is nationwide. Whether or not you have one by you, but keep that in mind. Sometimes, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because people don't think to go to Harris Teeter, so they don't sell their inventory as quickly, or what happened, but I remember a couple years ago for Halloween, they had this like matte purple tumbler that everybody was looking for, and I wanted one too, and I went to 2 Starbucks stores, they had sold out, and then I was at Harris Teeter grocery shopping, and I saw them there, and they had like 20 of these tumblers. So I ended up buying it from Harris Teeter instead. I don't know what to get for dinner. I don't feel like cooking. I'm so happy to have daylight longer now. I feel like I have so much more time to do stuff. Do you guys feel like that in the winter where it gets dark at 4:45 and you just don't want to leave your house? So let's hope that they have my sweatpants here. It sucks because if they just had them on Nordstrom Rack online, I would order them. But that's part of the thing with shopping at stores like Nordstrom Rack, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. If you find something there and you want to buy like a backup or find it in another color, good luck, because that's the good and the bad thing about shopping at stores like that. But I was looking at the forecast for the next, like week or so, and we're going to have some days where it's in the low 70s. I'm so excited. Isn't it crazy? Have you guys ever thought about how crazy it is to just think about how weather can alter your mood? I think about that quite often, and I completely understand why people move to places like Florida, Arizona, California, Southern California, not so much Northern. But I really understand that on such a larger scale than I did when I was younger, because you'd always hear about people going to Florida in the winter or retiring and moving to Florida, and it really does, it really makes sense when you think about it, because weather can alter your mood so much. I swear this video is going to be like 3 hours long. It's probably going to be one of the longest videos on my channel. This might be a good video though to just put on in the background, and you don't even necessarily need to watch it unless you want to watch the get ready with me portion of it. But this would be a good video to just put on in the background and just listen to. Aside from my reaction videos, I like to make videos that you can just put on and listen to, kind of like a podcast. It's not something that you have to have your eyes glued to the screen. I like making videos like that. Alright guys, so I'm right around the corner from Nordstrom Rack, so I don't know if I'll take footage inside. It depends if they're busy. Either way, I will check in with you either from in the store or when I'm done. Alright guys, I'm back. I did not find my sweatpants, but I found some similar, very similar online, so I just went ahead and bought them. I was able to use, I had a Nordstrom note, so I was able to save a little bit on them. I had a $20 note, so total I paid, I think it was like $41. So either way, it's fine. It's really not that serious. There doesn't need to be that many conversations around a pair of sweatpants, but I did go ahead and get them. So I am going to get us some Taco Bell. I haven't had Taco Bell in so long. So that's what we're going to have for dinner. Just have some good old junk food. And I actually like Taco Bell sometimes. I love their Their frozen drinks, oh, they're so good. I like that one that they had. I don't know if they still have it. The strawberry, like the strawberry one was really, really good. It was probably also really good because the first time that I got it, it was on like a hot summer day. So, of course it was good when it's 100 degrees outside. So, anyway. So either way, you guys, I'm going to close out this video because, my God, I think this video is going to be close to 3 hours. I hope that it's not. I'm going to try to cut out some of the nonsense and just stupid, dead air like I usually do, but I think this video is still going to be very long. So I hope that you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.